Hey, what's up, everyone? Well, I know it's been a while since I did a movie review, but might as well get one out of the way that I've anticipated for this year. Marvel's Doctor Strange. Yeah. I didn't know what to really expect out of this one, but obviously, I'm a comic book fan, especially a Marvel fan, and Marvel's pretty much been on a roll, while DC really can't seem to catch a break, at least from critical response. I mean, I did think Suicide Squad was pretty decent, but let's not get carried away here. What did I think of this film? Well, it was pretty damn good, to say the least. Might as well get into detail, shall we? First of all, before going to see this movie, long before seeing it, and seeing the first trailer, I know there's been a lot of criticisms, and I can understand that. I didn't really think it looked superb. I was a little confounded with, getting to know the character and what to really expect out of this one. I didn't really know anything about this character. I didn't really, know too much. I never really read anything about this character. I just heard the name a couple of times, and yeah, I know it's the whitewashing thing, being that it's, he's played by a white guy, and yes, I know this is the same actor, Benedict, whatever the hell his last name is. Yeah, he's done a lot of great films before, like The Imitation Game, and obviously he was in Star Trek Into Darkness, and he even played the voice of Smaug, the dragon from the Hobbit series. He's done a lot of great films, and this performance was no exception. But after seeing this movie, when I was watching it, I tried to keep an open mind, and it was pretty easy to follow for the most part. He's obviously a professional surgeon doctor, and he gets into a bad car crash. I guess it's a whole, don't text or distract yourself while driving theme right there. And he's obviously basically crippled and tries to heal himself, but he can't do so as well as he thinks because, a lot of basic nerve damage from the accident, and basically he can't recover well enough or, do doctor practice, surgical practices or anything because, he's very shaky with the fingers and everything. So basically his last resort is going overseas to, Nepal, and learning the arts of some kind of weird mind-bending thing. Basically gaining powers of some sort, and realizing there's a lot more to it than he really thinks. So, it's a lot to really take in, but it's pretty easy to follow for the most part. It's a lot of backstory with the characters. The villain's introduced pretty well at the beginning, and I know I'm going to spoil a few things here and there, but keep in mind, you should have seen the description on this video. There's some spoilers. I'm going to try to keep it to not, to a minimum to, not too maximum, but otherwise, yeah, I know the villain may seem a little cliche, trying to destroy the world and everything, and knows a lot more than you'd expect, the Ancient One. But it's a great story. I know there's a lot to follow, but it's pretty easy to really follow if you keep an open mind to the plot. Characters are likable, and there's plenty of good humor thrown into the movie as well. The effects are really good, to say the least. I mean, I know it's really, you got a lot of mind-bending type of effects in this movie. If you saw it by the first trailer, you're probably thinking, oh, am I really going to like this movie with these kind of effects? Especially if you saw it in IMAX 3D. Now, I know I complain like everybody else with 3D and IMAX that, it's just for cash grab, but this one actually was pretty well worth it. Yes, I did see it in IMAX 3D, and I don't highly recommend it. I mean, it's not in-your-face type of 3D, but for the most part, it's it adds a lot of depth to the picture, and it's really mind-boggling. So yeah, you get a lot of that kind of scenes in this movie, and the effects are really good, and it's obvious CG for the most part, especially with the city landscape and everything. I mean, hell, I haven't seen effects this good since, all the mind-boggling scenes in the movie Inception. It's really well worth seeing in an IMAX. In fact, they said this, like Interstellar, another movie directed by Christopher Nolan, coincidentally, that this was filmed with an IMAX projector camera. So, yeah, the effects are great. So, yeah, like I said, it's a lot to take in, but once you get over it, it's pretty easy to follow. And basically, character learns his powers and learns that he needs to take it one step at a time, but he learns that he has a greater gift than everybody else with involving time travel or reversing or forwarding time or some crap like that, and basically has to defeat a villain and learns to create portals and all this nonsense and having to protect the Earth. So it's a very well worth story, and I think Marvel really pulled it off this time well, despite the minimum expectations I had for this movie. So, and yes, there is not only a scene during the middle of the credits, but also after the credits too as well. And yes, they are both well worth watching. I shouldn't really spoil too much on it, but one word: Avengers related. Oh, sorry, that's 2 words right there. But yes, I didn't even know this was Avengers related, but it seems like pretty much every Marvel movie that's been made this past few years has all been Avengers related. Christ, they even got Spider-Man in on this, Ant-Man. It's just ridiculous how they're really adding all this stuff. Even Guardians of the Galaxy, yes, and there's a sequel to that now coming out next year. But not to get too carried away, great effects, great action, great humor, pretty damn good story. I think Marvel did it again. So, my final verdict on this one is rockin' Weird Mode Wii Motion Plus up and a plain Weird Mode up. Trust me, it's well worth it. So, till next time, keep watching.